we've got some Danjuma. He's the Bournemouth winger, by the way. We got some Jared Bowen. I don't know if you noticed. When I said we got some Danjuma, I went to hit my finger and actually missed my finger, which is not a great start. Hopefully we get a striker that's better than that. Some Jared Bowen, Danjuma, Kurt Zouma, Zouma. We've got some matches Pereira, some Milenkovic. I think that's his name. Anyway, and just Coventry as well. So just some general West Ham football stories, which are going to be a roundup. And I'm going to be doing a roundup every 2 to 3 days, something like that. And I'm probably going to call it the One Football Roundup or something like that. The reason being is I'm going to get my news every day from One Football, because One Football aggregate, they put all the West Ham news together for me, and it's just quite easy to follow. And we've got a really good relationship with them. Even when they're not sponsoring videos, we always use the app. Myself and Jay use the app, particularly good for transfer rumours, particularly good on match day though, for the lineups and everything else. The link is in the description below. It's free. It's not going to cost you anything. Not asking you to buy anything. Click the link below. Download it to your phone. Then you can join in. When I do it, I tailor it. I think I can pop the screen up there, which is actually just a screenshot from my phone, and I've only got it on England and West Ham. So I just go into the app, click on West Ham, and it gives me all the news and all the stories for that day. Today, look, I did a video the other day which was about Coventry, and the article that I'd read said permanent move, and a few people had come back and said, no, not permanent move. It wasn't, as it looks like it might be a loan move to Peterborough, and it's not it's not the loan move or the permanent move that particularly irks me. It's the fact that I think this guy is going to provide good cover for the season. Clearly, David Moyes doesn't agree with that, because he's going to put him out on loan to get him some more experience. But I think he's really good, ready to dictate the midfield in every single Premier League game. No, but for a squad and for a team that's competing on, let's hope, 4 different trophies this season, then I think he's got some merit to him being in the squad. I think his attributes are good. I think he keeps the ball ticking over well. I think he reads the game really, really well. I think he finds time and space very well indeed. The fact that we are going to not boot him out, the fact that we're going to loan him out, I guess is good in as much as it gives him some experience, and we're not going to jettison him straight away. But it's got to indicate surely that David Moyes has got his sight set on bringing in a central midfielder. Otherwise, we're just too light. Who else is going to play in there? I mean, seriously, what's he going to do? Just rely on, as I see it now, Lanzini and Mark Noble as back up to Souček and Rice? Surely that's not enough. It really can't be. So maybe there is something going to happen with that. Hopefully there is a signing coming in at some point soon. Pereira, there's a lot of rumours, and again I'm on the One Football app here, and there's a lot of rumours about Pereira and about a deal being close. I'm not so sure on this one. I mean, I'm very sure. I want this player. You know, I rate this player. We all rate this player. I'd like him to be done, but I just think sometimes the rumours stretch on for so long. I do wonder if there's actually somebody else coming in under the radar here, where we're not getting his player. It's dragging out. Anyway, so I think West Brom start off their season against Bournemouth. Pereira's not been involved in much of the pre-season, as far as I know it, for West Brom. It seems like they're saving him. They're fattening him up for dinner, basically. But the season's fast approaching. Is he going to play against Bournemouth? There's an article here that he might not feature at all. So, I mean, it's certainly advantageous for West Brom to either play him and get promoted or sell him. And what they can't do is sort of keep him in limbo there. I don't know. I think we just need to get in there. We need to make a bid if that's the guy that we're going for. The other one, which is really interesting, is Arnaud Danjuma. Now, he was the winger for Bournemouth, who we just discussed, who were playing West Brom at the start of the season. Had an outstanding season for Bournemouth. Lots of goals, lots of assists, a wide player. They probably worried when they lost Ryan Fraser on it. They lose. I think they lost him in a free, did they not, to Newcastle? They probably thought that was the start of last season. Oh, we're going to be in trouble here. That's quite a big loss for Bournemouth from wide areas. And of course they lost Josh King, and Josh King had in their last season of the Premier League played left midfield quite a lot. But actually, David Brooks came back from injury and played really well for them. And Danjuma came back, so wide players are really good. I did a video yesterday about us wanting or requiring some wide players. This guy may well fit the bill. And I've discussed him before, and while under normal circumstances I may well have discounted this rumour, I think there's some validity to it, in as much as you can't dismiss the need for a wide player now. You really can't, for all the reasons that I said. Good player, really good player. Are we in for him? Have we got money spent on him? I don't know. I'm not so sure. I'll be interested. Do you know what I'm going to do later on in the week? I'm going to have a look at quite how much money has been spent in the Premier League, because I did one a week or so ago. I wonder if much more has been spent since then. I've got to be honest. I haven't. I'm going to have to look at the transfer deals that have been done. I still do wonder if people are going to start. When I say people, I mean clubs, going to start having to look at making some of these deals a little bit more creative. Because it feels like there ain't a lot of business getting done at the moment. That's what it seems. Obviously, the Jack Grealish one could well kickstart everything into action. The ex-West Ham United employee has provided an update on Jarrod Bowen. It's what we suspected. It's what we thought was the case, and I have been guilty. I was guilty of laughing on the Patreon video when it was suggested to me that Liverpool were in for Jarrod Bowen. And I don't mean to mock Jarrod Bowen. Not only do I think he's an excellent player for West Ham, I thought we really missed him. And I said that tonight and yesterday's video after the Brentford game. I thought just taking him out of that attacking quartet really sort of blunted us. It diminished our attacking possibilities from one whole side. So I think he's a really good player for West Ham. Not only I think he will have an outstanding season for West Ham. But I just laughed, just thought Liverpool were not interested in this guy, and I think X has pretty much confirmed that from his sources as well. The Milenkovic rumour, well, this is interesting. It's one of those ones. Originally, I would have discounted this for the pure and simple reason that almost the rumour has dragged on for too long. I would have thought, there can't be anything in this. However, after us sort of nailing the Areola deal, I've now come to the conclusion, actually, there is a part of me now thinks actually deals can be whispered about and rumoured for quite some time before they're actually rubber stamped. Because that Areola, people were talking about that for a good month, 6 weeks. I'm aware Milenkovic might have been a little bit longer than that. But I've just changed my mind. Just because something's in the news, just because something's being spoken about, doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Although I do expect a certain amount of smoke and mirrors. And I am always of the mindset of don't be surprised if we're linked with Zouma and we're linked with Milenkovic and we get neither, and it's just someone else who we haven't really considered and just left the field and the deal gets done quickly. Possibly the same with the whole Lingard and Pereira thing. Maybe we're just all looking at Lingard and Pereira so intensely that maybe it's just somebody else complete. I was going to say Ross Barkley, but probably not, because he's been rumoured to be linked to us so much. But somebody who's barely been mentioned, something like that. So I am aware of that. And the same with a striker, that someone can come and just pop up and become a signing. Right, the other guy I wanted to talk about, and I'm probably going to... How can I mispronounce this surname? It's 4 letters. Doig. Josh... I can't even say Josh. Josh Doig. Hibernian fullback. 19 years of age, may have been Young Scottish Player of the Year. I may have that right. I may have that wrong. That Hibs have confirmed. So this is Hibs confirming it, not us or anybody else. That Leeds and West Ham are in for this player. So this is going to be really interesting. The one thing that worries me about this player is the news on this. If I just click on the story here, is that actually he's quite cheap. Apparently, Hibs want 5 million. Watford have bid 2.5, which has been turned down. Look, I don't know about the haggling on this. I'm talking about Watford. I'm talking about West Ham. If you want a player and he's 5 million, I'm not saying we are haggling, but it appears that there's some negotiations going on. Can we not? Are things that bad that we haven't got 5 million? That, I guess Watford don't have 5 million. Fair enough, but the Leeds don't have 5 million. Do you just think, well, what's the point in haggling? You know, getting him for 3.8 or 4 or something like that? 5 million spread over 5 years, which you'd imagine would be the length of the contract, 5-year contract, because that's how they're spread, these deals. You think, well, okay, let's just pay it £1 million a year. Easy for me to say. I don't have £1 million a year, but I'm just working on the assumption that a football club, a Premier League football club, does. So I think that's a really interesting one. Can't tell you too much about the player. Gio knows a lot more about him than I do. Certainly. There you go. That's our first West Ham news, one football transfer news, transfer gossip roundup. That name flows off the tongue. I like that one.